The thing about this story is it sort of like just casually shows you how much of a circus the film industry can be.
Russell Crowe's take on the movie industry is a masterclass in balancing reverence and realism, wrapped in a thick layer of that rugged charm we've come to expect from him.
There was this scene where a spider would crawl into the mouth of the character I was playing.
From the heights of Hollywood to the jungles of Guatemala. He's the type of guy who could probably tell you a story about narrowly escaping a pack of wild dingoes with nothing but a bottle of bourbon and a smirk. But instead, he regales us with tales of his less glamorous, more bizarre moments in the entertainment industry.
Off we go on this adventure, and we're shooting in Guatemala, and it's an extremely disorganized shoot. At one point in time, for 7 days, we lived on refried beans and rice.
When Crowe talks about the movie industry, it's like he's peeling back the curtain on this bizarre circus where art meets commerce.
We eventually get back to Los Angeles. What's going to happen is you're going to lie down here. They're going to place the tarantula on your chest, and as long as you keep your mouth open, it will head directly for your mouth.
But before we hear more of these crazy stories from the Wild West times of the film industry, how did Crowe find himself in a position like this?
My first thing when I was leaving school is that just don't have a boring life. Find some way of like being able to express yourself, you know?
Before Crowe became the Oscar-winning powerhouse we know today, he was a young kid with a serious passion for performing, but no clear path to follow.
My first official job was working for an insurance company. Yeah, I definitely don't want to
be that guy.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be that guy.
Born into a family with ties to the entertainment industry, his parents worked as set caterers, so Crowe was exposed to the world of showbiz early on. But instead of stepping into the limelight with ease, he started out working the fringes, hustling as a stagehand and trying his luck with various music gigs.
See, because all it's an anachronistic thing, you know. His whole life, this guy that I was working for, was about the 1950s. He wore blue suede shoes or winkle pickers, stovepipe trousers, draped coats. You know, he had a Cadillac.
Yes, before he was the gruff, battle-hardened Gladiator, Crowe was a musician in the 1980s. While the music career had its moments, it wasn't the golden ticket Crowe was hoping for. Still, those early years were critical. Playing in pubs, dealing with rough crowds, and learning the ropes of live performance taught him the resilience and stage presence that would later become his trademarks on the silver screen.
Bottom line is I love my job. I love working on films. Every single day that I'm walking towards the camera, you know, I will have a plan. I know what I'm about to do.
Crowe finally had set his eyes on acting, a career path that seemed as unpredictable as the Australian outback he hailed from. He started small, taking on roles in local TV shows like Neighbours and The Young Doctors, slowly building a name for himself in Australia. Crowe's narrative about why he chooses certain roles offers another fascinating peek into the workings of Hollywood.
I chose to be here. I work with lots and lots of actors who just took the role because of blah, blah, right?
His early years in the industry were a blend of sheer determination and savvy choice-making. Crowe wasn't just looking for any role. He was searching for parts that would challenge him, that would allow him to stretch his acting muscles and prove to the world, and perhaps to himself, that he belonged on the big screen.
When you know the job and you know that you're talking about 4 a.m. starts, you're talking about, you know, minimum 12 hours a day, you know how hard it is, you really got to have your reasons for being there.
He's not the type to take on a movie just for the paycheck or because a director has a big name. He needs the script to get under his skin. It's a telling admission in an industry where scripts are often butchered by studios looking to maximize profits.
I'll read scripts and I will generally do the one that got under my skin. If I read it and I don't get personally attached to it, I just don't do it.
Crowe's choice to engage only with projects that resonate with him on a personal level is both a luxury and a survival tactic. It's how he avoids becoming one of those actors who take a role not because they love the work, but because it's just another gig. That's not Crowe's style, and it's probably why he's managed to stay relevant and respected for so long.
It's also my deep, deep passion, and stepping into the shoes of other people and experiencing things of somebody else's life or learning a new skill or whatever it happens to be. This is exciting for me.
By the time Gladiator came around, Crowe was more than ready for the challenge. The film catapulted him to superstardom. But it was the years of grinding it out in the trenches, first as a musician and then as a struggling actor, that forged the unbreakable work ethic and laser-focused ambition that we see today.
In the film business, if the script says that it's bright and sunny and you're in the Bahamas, you're probably going to end up shooting that somewhere far away from the Bahamas.
Crowe's stories reveal that while the movie industry is filled with glamour, it's also a place where you need to know exactly why you're there and what you want out of it. It's a tough gig that demands passion, resilience, and the ability to adapt, much like Crowe himself. He's the grizzled veteran who's seen it all, done it all, and still, despite the wear and tear, wouldn't trade it for anything. His love for the craft keeps him grounded, even as he navigates an industry that's as chaotic as it is captivating.